This is Cult Confessions with Christy and Josie. Welcome to our podcast.
Trigger warning. May contain themes of religious trauma and sexual abuse. Disclaimer. All information in this podcast is our opinion based on our experiences. We do not purport any of this content to be inherently factual and believe that each individual has the right to draw their own conclusion.
I'm Christy.
And I'm Josie. And today on Cult Confessions, we are talking about Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! Happy holidays!
Or Happy Xmas.
Oh, Happy Xmas, yes, because we're bad people now.
Oh yeah, going straight to hell.
Yep. We're just going to talk about Christmas things, and, you know, a little bit about how it's changed, from our experience growing up IFB, and some things that we do differently now, and how weird it is to sing Christmas carols now. We're going to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, first off, like, does your family celebrate Christmas at this point?
Yes, we do. But we do it like with Santa Claus and all of the fun, like magical stuff, and very much focused on it being like the season of giving and like that, like the magic of Christmas, honestly. And I think
that believe that Santa Claus is real.
Yes,
100%. Oh, cute.
Yeah, and we do like normally. This year he came early because he knows that we're moving. So
yes,
so he came early. But she's been asking. It's actually been really cute. She's like, "Does Santa Claus have magic?" Like just like asking all these questions, and I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, how would he like fly in the air with reindeer?"
Yeah.
Like, he has to have magic. And all that. So it's very cute. And it's like, I think the coolest part is, like, obviously people are going to be like, well, you're lying to your kids. But you don't know if you're lying to your kids about Jesus, first of all.
True.
And also, it's more like, I feel like it's like the magic of like children's like the magic that children bring into your life, basically, like where
Sure.
It's like the way that they view the world and the way that they see things is very magical and beautiful, and they're so innocent, and it's kind of like living in those moments with them and like allowing the magic of Christmas like to be seen through their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me it's really cute because it's like they're just so excited about it, and then obviously they get gifts and stuff, and they love like the Christmas lights and the snow, and they love doing the gingerbread houses, and we do like cookies for Santa Claus. We like leave cookies out, and then carrots for the reindeer, and then Nathan and I at night were like chewing on carrots and shit, like and it's very cute. Like it's super cute. Like we try to get our dogs to do it, but they're like not really, they won't really chomp on a carrot, so like we have to do it.
Oh my god. Okay, speaking of dogs eating carrots, I'm sorry, this has nothing to do with Christmas. So, okay, I eat carrots as like snacks, because I'm trying to not eat chips. So I'll munch on carrots sometimes, and it's really funny because like I'll give Silas one, like the little baby carrots, and I'll give him one and he'll eat it. But Rainey is very picky, and she won't eat carrots that are too big. Like, she'll take it in her mouth, and then she'll spit it out and wait for Silas to eat it.
Yeah.
So, if I give Rainey a carrot, I have to bite half of the carrot, and then I'll give the other half to Rainey.
That's kind of how the girls picky. Are, because they're like, what am I supposed to do? Like,
it's
I need to take
very cute. It's so cute watching dogs eat carrots. I don't know. There's something about the hump, hump, hump. It's just adorable.
Yeah, we're, like, hoping that they would chew on them, but they don't. So, like, we have to gnaw on them. Yeah. And, like, you know, you have to figure out, like how much milk do I drink? How much cookie do I drink?
My God.
You know, like, leave a little crumbs or something, you know?
You're so
Um,
extra.
no, it's very cute. And so we have so much fun with it. And obviously this year has just been a lot different because Nathan's
Right.
not here and we're going to be moving and stuff. But um yeah, it's so much fun to like allow that creativity and the like magic of like believing in like cool things like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like the same thing with like the tooth fairy. Like they believe in the tooth fairy and like we give them money under their pillow and they think it's really cool. Like it
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why like really we lie to them about these things, but it's just like a very cute and fun thing to do. Like to make things a little more fun, right? Like to make like
Sure.
losing your teeth a fun thing.
That's fair.
um and an exciting thing for them too. So
Did you
um
ever believe in Santa as a kid? Like, did you ever believe that Santa was real?
I don't think so.
I didn't.
I don't know if I did, to be honest.
No, we weren't. I mean, it
I
wasn't
think
even
that
like I was a critical thinker as a kid kind of thing. Like, he was presented to us as not real
not
and
real.
like just a fantasy
Yeah.
and like a story. My parents weren't like super extra about it where they went like the extra mile and said that like, oh, Santa was Satan because you switch the letters around and it spells Satan. But it was just kind of like, that's of the world. Like, that's a secular belief. That's not
Oh,
what we
okay.
believe as Christians.
Yeah, I think that it's weird because I mean every religion came from pagan religions.
Right.
Like it's Yule. And I kind of believe more in those kind of things personally, like the more secular, I guess. I don't know. They're just like the pagan religions. Like
Yeah.
those are the original holidays and like to
Right.
me like I'm like those to me I don't prefer the way that religion has to try to take over
Yeah.
Christmas and stuff and made it so focused on Jesus and him and his birth and stuff even though he wasn't even born
He
in
was born in
December.
July.
Yeah,
Like,
he
I
wasn't
don't
born in December,
understand.
that's for sure.
I don't understand why Christmas has become all about Christ, right? Like,
Well, I
this
mean,
whole,
because
like,
it's Christmas.
keep the Christ in Christmas and all that kind of stuff. I'm just like,
Oh my God, remember like the
he didn't
huge
belong
outrage
here.
with Xmas?
Oh my God,
And
yes.
oh,
And
and
with
happy
Happy Holidays.
holidays? Oh
Yes.
my
Oh my
God.
God. Yes.
And did you do the thing where it's like anytime you left somewhere and they're like happy holidays, you're like
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Yep. Very sassy, very like, I'm right and you're wrong, very holier
Right.
than thou. All the time.
We all
the
did.
time.
All the
All of
teenagers
us.
did that. We all
Yeah.
did that.
Yep. Because it was such an outrage that somebody wouldn't celebrate the exact same thing as us.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
It's so embarrassing. God, that's so embarrassing.
Yeah, that and, a million other things that we did as children.
Dude, for reals. I can't even.
Oh my
Um,
God. But Christ
but
doesn't belong in
yeah.
Christmas, is the point. Like,
Yeah,
call
you
it
weren't,
Xmas, Happy Holidays, whatever. But, like, Christmas
Right.
should not have ever been about
Plus, there's
the
Hanukkah
birth of
and
God.
all
Yeah,
of the other things.
Kwanzaa,
Like,
yep.
I don't know if you knew this, but there's more than one religion. know?
Well, but they're all wrong,
Right.
The IFB has the exact right one out of the
Yeah,
millions
they have
that are
no
out there.
like. Also, can we talk about how like similar Santa is to Christ? I mean Jesus.
Yeah.
Like he sees you
Mm-hmm.
when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows
if
been
you're bad or good.
bad.
Yep.
I don't know, guys.
Quite frankly, I am on the Santa is creepy train.
Right.
Like
It is
this
weird
old
to
man
have
that's watching me when I'm sleeping and like decides if
creeping
I've
into
been
your
bad or
window.
good. Yeah. I'm just like,
I-
why are you in my house, old man?
I do believe some kids go through that where they're like, why is a stranger coming into my house?
Yeah. Depends on the kid.
Yeah, some kids go through that where they're like, I don't want him to come into
Yeah.
my house.
Yeah.
So
No
like
Santa, please.
sometimes you have to change the narrative and say that like he just dropped stuff off.
Yeah, Theo and I have talked about this, and I don't think that we are going to like tell our kids that Santa's real. I like it's
We've
fine if other parents do it. Like it's we're
we've
not saying
never
that they're
told
wrong.
them we've never told them that he's real.
Oh
We
yeah,
just like
just go with
obviously,
it.
yeah. We
Yeah,
go with whatever they want to believe.
that's fair.
Like we're not like Santa is real or like forcing any type of belief on them, which I
Right.
guess like obviously the gifts are from Santa sometimes, I don't know. But it's more like yeah, if like Arya feels like she thinks that Santa brings the gifts, then she can believe that kind of thing.
That's fair. Yeah.
So,
We just, I don't know. Like, Theo grew up believing Santa was real, and he was just devastated
really.
when he found out that he wasn't. And, like, well, and that's pretty common for a lot of
Mhm.
kids. Like, I
I
have
would say
some.
that it's already, especially this year, like it's been. I was I was telling Nathan, I'm like, I think Arya's starting to figure out that I'm Santa Claus.
Oh, that's cute.
So yeah,
Yeah, we're
but
just, I don't know. Like, it's a nice, like, cute thing to have associated with the holidays, right? Like,
Mhm.
but I don't know. Yeah, I don't. We're not on the Santa is real train. Like whenever we have kids, like
Mhm.
that's just one of those things we've talked about. We're just like, yeah, no, I don't want them to be really sad after all of that,
Yeah,
and like, but that doesn't mean that you have to ruin the magic for other kids. And I swear to God, if my kids tell some other child that Santa isn't real, they're gonna be in
yeah,
so much trouble. So much
yeah,
trouble.
yeah. I think that's the biggest issue is like when people, yeah, when people say that, and it's like it's a lot of fun to believe in like fantasies and stuff, and
Sure.
it's like reading a book, like reading like like a different world and stuff like that. It's very similar, and I don't know. I think that eventually, obviously, our kids will figure it out and stuff, but um I just think it's interesting because like Nathan, god damn it, Nathan, he'll be like, "Do you know what Christmas is about?" And Arya's just like, no." He's like, it's because it's Jesus's birth." And she's like, "What?" He's like, "Have you heard of
Wait.
Jesus?"
What?
He'll literally say these things. I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
What is Nathan trying? Is he trying to convert? Like,
I know,
what is
right? And
happening? Get the
it's
IFB
about
out of your head, Nathan.
right. He's like, "Have you heard of Jesus?" And she's like, "No, who's Jesus?"
Must be nice. No kidding.
It's so funny, but like I'm like, "Stop." I don't want them to know about like these things quite yet. It's mostly because like I don't know if she's ready to really understand that people have these certain
Yeah,
beliefs yet. Once she's old enough, obviously I'm going to tell
of
her like
course. This is what
people
some people
believe
believe.
yeah, people believe this, people believe that, some people celebrate Hanukkah, whatever, like it is what it is. Um it's going to be very factual in that sense. And I would
Right.
say that I think it's just been a lot of fun to believe in these things through our kids because we never really had that, right? Growing up, like we didn't really
Yeah.
have the fantasy of it, and I still really enjoyed Christmas and stuff because obviously like my parents gave us gifts and stuff like that,
Oh,
and
I loved
we would spend
Christmas.
time with
Yeah.
family. Yeah, and so for me it's more making everything family centric, and instead of it being like Christ centric, it's very much family centric.
Yeah.
Um which I obviously prefer, and I think that family is way more important than a sky daddy, but you know, that's just me.
That's fair. That's okay.
Yeah, we definitely I don't think we believed in Santa Claus at all. Um we did watch like Christmas movies and stuff though, like that had Santa Claus.
Yeah. Yeah, same. We watched like I still love White Christmas and It's a Wonderful Life and
Mm.
like those older Christmas movies. Love
I
those.
I never watched those until going to the Baptist school.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
And then I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, and they're like, I don't know. So
They're
I
fine.
think it's a little different for us because we don't have kids. We don't put up a tree. We don't. Well,
You don't?
no, we usually don't because we have a lot of cats, and
Mhm.
it's just not worth the hassle. We
Yeah.
will when we have kids because that was a really integral part of us, like growing up and having a Christmas tree and having presents under the tree, and it was really important. Like we will when we have
Mhm.
kids, but for the two of us, it's just not worth the hassle.
Mhm.
So yeah, we don't really wrap presents or we don't put up a tree. We don't really decorate. Like,
Do you give presents?
yeah. I mean, like, usually we'll give each other a couple, like, little things, but we also don't have, like, a ton of money to go spend on presents.
Yeah.
So we might do something little for our family or something like that. Honestly, I'm pretty sad most Christmases.
Yeah.
Because we don't do any of it. And
Mhm.
we haven't celebrated with family for a few years now. Yeah, this will be the fourth or fifth Christmas that we haven't just done anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get pretty lonesome, to be honest, during
Yeah.
Christmas because like we just we are out here all by ourselves in
Yeah.
BFE, Kansas, and don't really have anybody to celebrate with or anything like that. But I mean, we'll usually
You guys can come out to us.
no, we can't
Mine's
avoid
what
that.
can.
But yeah, I get pretty sad during Christmas. I don't really listen to Christmas music anymore. I used to. I used to love Christmas music, and I would listen to it, like, beginning of November. Like, November 1st, I
Mhm.
was like, I'm allowed to listen to Christmas music, and that's all I would listen to for, like, 2 months. Don't really do that anymore. Yeah. And it's not
Why?
even, like, an intentional choice. It's just, like, it just makes me sad now. Because
Is it
like all
because
of
of
that
the
magic
family
is
stuff?
gone. Yeah, I mean a little bit. I think I'm not crazy close with a lot of my family now,
Mhm.
both like emotionally and geographically. um,
Mhm.
so that's definitely part of it. Yeah, we just don't really have anything to celebrate, I guess.
But yeah, I think that a lot of people go through depression and anxiety during holidays, and I think a lot of that has to do with family because it's like whether your parents are dead or your family's dead
Right.
or um, you aren't close to your family or it's a rough relationship or you're far away and you don't have finances to go see them or you don't have finances to give people gifts like when you want
Yeah.
to. And also, yeah, like fertility is like a huge thing too. And like people announcing that they're getting married or that they're engaged or that they're having babies, like all of those things can be kind of triggering for people.
Yeah.
And the feeling of kind of, yeah, feeling like you're behind or like you're not good enough or you're not meant to have wonderful things too.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. Christmas for me as a kid was awesome. We didn't really have a ton of money, but we always went down and, cut a tree together. And we did not eat like sugary cereal in our house. Like if we had cereal, it was just like Cheerios or something. So for Christmas, my parents always went out and bought like a shit ton of sugary cereal and gave it to us
aw,
for like on Christmas Eve.
that's cute.
And then, we would my grandma eventually, my mom's mom, moved to Spokane to be with us. So we would always go to grandma's and, they would cook a bunch. And my mom is a baker. So, we would decorate sugar cookies and eat a shit ton of frosting and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So yeah, Christmas as a kid was really fun.
Yeah. I just remember, was it for Christmas or New Year's that they did like the candlelit service?
It depends. I think that like we did those for Christmas. And then like
Mhm.
at church we would always have like a specific Christmas service. Um,
And like
and
we would
use
still go to church if it was like if church fell on Christmas
Oh, if
or
church fell
Christmas
on
Eve.
Christmas, it was the coolest thing. Like if
Yeah.
church fell on Christmas, it was like, oh my god, yay, we get to do
We get to spend
extra
time all
Christ
together
things.
again.
Yeah. It was the
Yeah.
best thing ever when Christmas fell on like a day that you would go to church.
Hmm.
Um and like at Faith we would always do these little like Christmas programs and stuff like that, like the children's minute like choir or like patch ministry or whatever would put something together. Most of the time at Faith, Amy Burkholder was in charge of it. And I remember one year, Mrs. Burkholder and I did not get along.
Hmm.
I don't like her very much. And one of the reasons that I didn't like her is because she would never let me sing. Now, granted, I'm not a great singer, but it wasn't terrible. But she just
Hmm.
didn't like me, so I was never included in any of the like singing groups or anything like that. Um, but this one year for a Christmas program, she let me sing, and I had like a little solo, and I was so excited about it. But it was like this weird little song about the birth of Christ from the perspective of stable animals.
What?
And the solo she gave me, I was a cow. I
Perfect.
still feel annoyed by that to this day. I'm just
So did
like,
you just go moo?
no, I had a little verse and it started with like, oh, and I also didn't understand this. The lyrics were like, I said the cow all white and red. Just like, why is the cow red? What is happening to this
What?
poor cow? I don't know. But I guess I needed it to rhyme because I don't remember what the next line was, but it was something that rhymed with red. Oh, I used my hay for his bed, I think is what the next line was. Like it had to rhyme with
Jesus
red. So
Christ.
apparently
They
this
have to
cow was
like
red.
they have to get so creative with their Jesus
Yeah.
songs that they're
Yeah.
doing songs
Yeah. Yep.
written by animals, apparently.
I guess so. But yeah, I don't like I that was I think the only time that she ever gave me any kind of like a opportunity to sing.
Yeah.
So I was
Oh
like,
my
yeah, I'll
God.
take it, even if I have to be a cow.
Um, the first time I had a solo, well, I was like 6.
But you can sing. Like you can actually
Dude,
sing.
I was like 6 and I sang "Oh Holy Night" with like this other lady that was a really good singer.
Hmm.
And I
That's
remember
adorable.
it was at my Pentecostal church, but I remember like blasting it on the speaker at home, the stereo,
Yeah.
and to like practice. I guess I was a good singer then. I don't know.
Well, when you're 6 and
And
you sing,
then,
you're just cute. Like,
yeah, and then I feel like Pastor McElroy never liked me. So like I never got parts in any of the um plays and stuff that he would do.
yeah.
But then I remember one year we did one where we were all grasshoppers.
For Christmas?
I don't know if it was for Christmas. It was just a play.
Oh, okay.
And I was a grasshopper. I have photos. I'm green.
Congratulations. I don't
I was literally green.
Oh my god.
And I had a solo. And
That's
I don't think I
great.
really ever had a solo. I mean, like I would do solos for like competitions and But
Yeah.
for like an actual play, I never had a solo. I
Yeah.
never even had a part, honestly.
Yeah.
So
We did school plays a couple of times. I actually had a lot of fun with that. I enjoy drama.
me
But
too.
I enjoy acting. And I had a lot of
Same.
fun with it. And again, one of those things like I wish I would have had an opportunity to do more of as a kid, like go to some kind of a drama class or like,
Hmm.
do some more stuff like that. But we did
I
the first. Go ahead.
I do remember that we did do like when we first came to the school, we would do a lot of funny skits because it
Mm.
was stuff that we brought from like California, basically, like
Oh, okay.
the like whether it was from our old school or from our old camp that we would go to, they would do funny skits. And so a lot of times for like VBS and stuff like that, they
Yeah, oh
would let
yeah.
us do the skits. And so I remember that. And like, I
We
feel
were
like,
never like it was always the guys. It was always the guys that got to do like the
mhm.
fun stuff like that. Like
No, my
girls just
sister and I,
weren't
we
funny.
like, Alexa and I would like, we were very funny together. Like we would, and we were very good actors, I would say. And we would do funny skits because we knew what they were, like so we taught them to everyone.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember us doing really funny skits in the very beginning. But then like yeah, when it came to like actual legit skit like plays, I
Mhm.
don't think I really ever had any parts, which is weird. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I'm a pretty good actress, but whatever.
I had a lot of fun with the
Whatever.
ones we did. Was it like two or three of them? But the first one I want to say was like my freshman year, 8th grade year.
Mhm.
It was called Organized Chaos, and Dan Coburnett was the principal, and it was his like whole shebang. So he organized everything and cast parts and everything. And the role that I got, which I was very proud of myself for and I had a lot of fun with, it was Agnes Kowalski, and she was the church secretary. And I got to wear this huge blonde beehive wig, and it was
Oh, nice.
horrible. Um, and I
That sounds
remember,
fun though.
no, I actually I really enjoyed that. That is a very fun memory for me.
Hmm.
And I was very like sassy and snarky and annoyed at everybody, which is kind of my personality anyway. And there was one time where I got to like I was like yelling at somebody. It was Rudy Rec, and he was playing one of the missionaries, and I got to grab his like shirt collar, and drag him, which is funny because he's really tall and I'm really short, so I had to drag him down and like yell in his
Oh,
face.
nice.
It was awesome. It
That's fun.
was
Yeah,
excellent,
I
yeah.
freaking love plays and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I like acting and being funny and like sarcastic, I feel.
Yeah. Me too.
When, but yeah, I lived through high school musicals instead and just dreamed that that was my life, you know?
Right. I've never seen
Yeah.
High School Musical.
Why? I've seen all of them and I
I was
watched
never,
them.
never allowed to watch it.
Dude, they're so good. We'll have to watch them.
Oh my
Another
gosh.
thing on the list.
Another thing you need to make me watch. God.
Another one, seriously.
Never
Um,
ends.
but yeah,
But
I
anywho, all of that to say, Christmas.
I just think that it's so weird, like how much we fought for like the whole like Xmas and Happy Holidays thing and how big it was and how like how much they
Yeah.
preached about it. Dude,
It
they
was a
like
huge deal.
holy
Oh,
yeah.
whole
It was
sermons,
like
like.
it was
Mm.
like Christmas was being like canceled
Well, it's
by
the
those that said Xmas and Happy
right.
Holidays.
Well, it's the persecution narrative because, like, again, they're not actively being persecuted. Like Christians are not actively persecuted in America. We know this.
Hmm.
I'm not saying that like there's not discrimination and things like that because there is, but you're not murdered for being a Christian. Um, like, so they have to find these like and play up these little ideas of persecution wherever they can find them. So it's one of those like
Hmm.
grasping at straws kinds of things where, again, because somebody doesn't believe the exact same as them, Like, there is nothing wrong with happy holidays. It's all encompassing.
Yeah.
It's respectful. I'll still say Merry Christmas. If somebody says Merry
Anything-
Christmas, I'm going to say Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
But if,
anything inclusive apparently is not okay
I
to
guess
Christians.
not.
And it's like,
Mm.
don't you want to be inclusive and love everyone just like Jesus said to? I don't know, maybe. Maybe you should love your
I don't know.
neighbors.
The math is the mathing.
Right. And it's weird. I'm like, there's just so much that it's like, if it was really about Christ, then like, why do you give gifts? Why do you
Right.
put up a tree?
Right.
Like, you're not celebrating like Christmas. You're celebrating
No.
like Yule.
Well, and it's just it's so interesting, this concept of like, I can't believe they're saying happy holidays. I can't believe they're trying to take the Christ out of Christmas. I'm just like, you're the one who put the Christ in Christmas in the first place. Like, it doesn't belong there. Like,
Right.
you know, Christians adopted this pagan holiday and made it their own because they couldn't stand somebody else celebrating something that they weren't in charge of. Like,
Right.
this is not something that you had any right to take claim over in the
Mhm.
first place. So, like, why are we having such an attitude about it? Because you
Yeah,
have
I
to
mean-
pretend to be persecuted to feel validated.
I mean, I feel like, isn't Yule just celebrating the winter solstice?
Yeah.
So like, it's all very much comes from like a very long time ago of celebrating solstices,
Mm-hmm.
equinoxes, things like that, and
Yeah.
has nothing to do with your stupid petty religion. So
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. And I actually, so my work wifey, always celebrates Yule. Her family celebrates Christmas and Yule.
Yeah.
Which is really nice because she would always, when we lived closer, she is very into like homemade things. And you know, typically for Yule, you'll give somebody something that you put labor into. Like, it's something
Mhm.
homemade, something made from scratch, and then Christmas is more like commercial, like you're just gonna buy them something.
Right.
So I remember like the first year that we like kind of celebrated together, she gave me this like shower curtain set that I really wanted that had a bunch of sunflowers on it and just made me really happy. So she bought that for me, and then she painted me some little sunflower paintings as a Yule gift as well. And like every year she'll give me like soaps and canned food and stuff like that. And I don't know, I love that. I love it.
Yeah. With the Coven group that I'm a part of, we're going to be doing a Christmas thing literally right before I go to Oregon and move.
Nice.
So for our very last thing, we're doing a Christmas get together, and we're going to do a white elephant technically, but it's just going to be things that you already have, like that you already own, or something that you've made.
Yeah.
Just because they kind of like, they don't want, you don't like, it's the idea of like not buying new things and like
Yeah.
basically just buying trash. You know, like a lot of like white elephant stuff never ends up actually being used, and it just gets
Right.
regifted anyway. And so actually things that are useful.
Useful.
Yeah.
The first
Yeah,
white
I feel like
elephant
whenever-
gift I got, I still use. It was a really nice fuzzy
What is
blanket. I
it?
got it from work.
Oh, no.
I'm
A
all about
blanket
that.
is always
Oh, I'm all
usable.
about that. I have
That's
so
what I always
many
get.
fuzzy blankets in my house. It is
No,
ridiculous.
I'm literally like, if I ever do like a white elephant when it comes to like work and stuff, I'm like,
yeah.
get a fuzzy blanket.
Fuzzy
get
blanket
a
candles,
candle.
wine, chocolate. The end. Done.
Yeah, I got a water bottle, like a Yeti, like
Yeah.
useful shit. Don't give
Yeah.
me stupid ass bullshit
Yep.
that I can't use.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my money. I want to make sure that they're actually gonna use it. Come on.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, something else too.
Yes.
Did your family? My family never did this, but did your family do like the thing where like they would read the scriptures,
Oh yeah. Every year. Yep.
like the Jesus?
Every year. The
Story.
Christmas story. Yep. Yeah. Every year my dad would
It's called
before
the
we
Jesus
ate.
story, not the Christmas story.
Oh, we always called it the Christmas story. Yeah,
Well,
that
it's
like
not.
that was the Christmas story, is how Jesus was born. That is the story of Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of
Um
course.
yeah, so no, we always did every year. Yeah, before we ate, like we would sit down and food would be on the table, and then my dad would read the Christmas story, and then we would pray, and then we could eat.
Nice.
It was torture.
We
It's
never did that.
torture.
And I was
It's
actually
absolute
very
torture. I'm
thankful.
just like, oh my god, the food is in front of me. It smells really good. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten all day because we're gonna have a shit ton of food. Give me this food. I don't need to hear for the thousandth
like
time that
that's like
Jesus
the
was born in
holiday
a
thing.
goddamn manger.
I saw this meme where it was like, my kids have to starve for like a week because we're having Thanksgiving in a couple
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
And it's true because like all your grocery money also goes to like that huge meal.
Yup.
So yeah,
Very
so then
true.
everyone's starving by like noon and it's like, can we please fucking eat something?
Yeah. Yep.
Luckily my mom's Mexican, so like we had like salsa and chip and guacs and like,
Oh, good. Yeah.
we had food going and then we would always my mom would make tamales because then everyone would have something to open on Christmas.
That's cute.
So yeah, so I think
We,
I need to eventually do that too.
Something that I would love to do, like more of, especially when I have kids, is my mom would always make some traditional Norwegian
Right.
desserts.
Yeah.
Like we would make krumkake, sambakkels, julekake, stuff like that. Like it's my mom still makes krumkake every year, and I love it. But yeah, I Norwegian desserts go hard. I'm not gonna lie.
No, yeah, I totally understand. Like with my kids, after getting married in general, I was like, I need to have recipes for these specific meals I remember my mom making and
Right.
making sure that I can cook them well. And it's gotten even more important to me since having kids because I'm like,
Right.
they're pretty white now. And so I want them to have like love and some sort of like
Some
like
heritage.
some sort of connection to their culture and stuff, right?
Yeah, of
So
course.
I'm like I make very specific meals that I'm like I want to like I have perfected all the meals that I cook, like my Mexican meals. And tamales is something that like I want to do next. Like
Have you not made tamales before?
no, I have. I mean, I make them.
Okay.
I don't make them by myself. I
Yeah.
make them with my mom. Like every single time she makes them, you have to have like a team of people to make them. So like everyone's dragged in whether you like it or not.
We so when
yeah.
we grew up in Mount Vernon, we were the only white family on our block. And most of our neighbors were Hispanic of some sort. And we would always be invited to go help make tamales with our neighbors, and it was super fun.
Well, yeah, because like you do like a huge batch. So like you have to like everyone has to come in and like do the masa and like all the things.
Yeah.
And so so it's like a big like kind of like a thing to do together as a family. Almost like making cookies, but the Mexican version, because we never did that. We never like did cookies and gingerbread houses, none of that. We never did that. We did tamales and like that was our thing. But yeah, it's interesting though because like Nathan's mom would make a ton of different like sweets and she would like send them to us. I remember like when we were dating, she would send us like tins of like different sweets and stuff and cookies, and it was interesting because like we never ever did that. So it was a cool mix of different cultures and holiday traditions. So yeah, I think I like the idea of making cookies, but it's just like a lot of work, to be honest.
I think maybe next year when things are a little less crazy and hopefully I'm a little more financially responsible, somebody will come and visit somebody and we'll do Christmas together and you can make tamales and I will make all of my Norwegian desserts. It'll be good.
We do. Once we're all settled, we'll have to definitely figure some trips out and stuff. But yeah, I think that Christmas can be very beautiful and like
Yeah.
a wonderful time to spend with your family, no matter what you believe. And I also think that it's a beautiful time to focus on giving and like, whether it comes to like the toys for tots and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
reaching out to people and seeing like if they need gifts, or if they need food on their table, like
Right.
remembering that the whole idea of loving your neighbor and like helping each other out, like helping the community out and stuff. And I think that's one of the beautiful aspects of holidays and like
Yeah, of
Christmas
course.
and stuff. And I think that we should try to hone in on that type of thing more than anything, like
Yeah.
wanting to be more selfless and
And
less
kind.
consumer.
Just be more kind.
Yeah, right. Um, but yeah, I think that that's kind of like how our Christmases were growing up.
Yeah.
Very
They were
interesting.
very, like, it was interesting because, like, at home, they were great and we had fun. But, like, they were very somber in church. Like, they would put a couple wreaths up. They would have, like, a fake tree that they decorated at church and stuff like that. But it was always very, like, think about the magnitude of
Hmm.
what Christ did for us. And it was very, like,
Hmm.
it was
Was
very
it like,
serious.
was it more like Jesus died for us rather than Jesus was
Yeah.
born?
Well,
Like the
like
miracle of him being born by
everything
a
circles
virgin?
back to that. Everything circles back to that. Like no matter
Hmm.
what the message is, no matter what the season, the holiday, everything circles back to Christ lived a perfect life and died for your sins.
Hmm.
Everything. So
Right.
just even during Christmas time, talking about Christ being born of a virgin, coming to earth as a baby, like all of that kind of stuff, like
Like,
um,
okay, so do you believe
which part?
that Jesus was born of a virgin?
I don't know. It seems a little unlikely.
I don't know, man.
Oh, have you? Okay, speaking of, have you seen Jane the Virgin?
Yes.
Nah, it's so funny. I love it.
Yeah, it is. It's so
I'm just
good.
like, oh, finally,
Um,
Immaculate Conception makes sense. Uh,
right. Yeah, like, are you sure she was a virgin?
Are we sure that this is what happened?
Are we
No,
sure?
I don't know. It's one of those things that just like it never occurred to me to question it until probably in the last couple years, to be fully honest with you. Like it just never occurred to me to be like, maybe this didn't happen this way.
No,
So
it was
I
always
don't know.
questionable. I always thought it was questionable.
I just
Always.
accepted it. It was just fact.
Because it was like Joseph was he engaged to her or
Yeah.
not?
Enfianced. Yes.
He was? Okay. But they were like 16 or younger?
Something like
Probably
that.
younger.
They
I would
were they
assume
were
younger.
young.
I would like to say that they make it seem like they're 16 for like nowadays, but they were probably like 12.
I'd have to
Let's
look it
be
up. I
honest.
don't know.
Yeah, I just, if you didn't have sex with her and she ended up pregnant, sorry, man.
That's addressed in the Bible.
Sorry, man.
But that's addressed in the Bible, according to the Bible. Joseph had a
So
dream.
okay. Wait, so then Mary cheated on him with God himself.
No, technically God forced himself on
Oh God.
the way, not like
God raped her?
physically, not physically, but just said, "Bam, you're pregnant." Voila.
What was it, like spiritual semen?
I guess so. Spiritual semen. That's great. Excellent.
God.
No, but yeah,
Okay.
according to the Bible, Mary suddenly found herself pregnant without having sex, and an angel appeared to Mary and said, "Fear not," and basically explained the whole thing. Like, you have been chosen. You are the chosen one to give birth to the Son of God.
And she's just like, okay, cool.
No, she was terrified. And she's like, what will my fiance think? And then, so then Joseph finds out and he's like, what the fuck? And then...
We need to tell all the stories like this.
and then an angel appears to Joseph in his dreams and was like, no, she's telling the truth. Like, it's okay, bro.
It was actually God, don't worry.
It was God. It's fine. You should still marry her and like raise the child and all this kind of crap. But yeah, that's how the story goes.
That's like a pretty intense
verbatim from the Bible, by the way.
That's a crazy intense cover-up story for having like an affair, you know?
Right. It makes you wonder, like, if Mary was just insane. Like,
maybe, yeah.
Oh my God, I don't know.
You do what you gotta do.
Yeah, but
yeah, and then they're
that's
like,
the story.
Then they just like take off because King Harold.
Which part?
Wanted to kill Jesus.
Oh yeah, Herod, King Herod.
Oh, Herod. Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Wanted to kill the
little baby Jesus.
Baby.
Yep.
And so they took off on a donkey.
Mm-hmm.
And then she started going into labor. And then they're like,
no, King Herod wanted to kill little baby Jesus after he was born. So they were going to Bethlehem.
Weren't they running, like following the North Star?
No, that was the wise men following the stars.
To
to where Jesus was. Yeah,
you're right. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that was the wise men doing that, and then King Herod wanted to. I'm pretty like again. I haven't read the Bible in a minute.
I thought they were leaving to Jerusalem because they were scared of getting hurt from the king.
To Bethlehem?
Yeah.
They were just going to Bethlehem because that's where Joseph was born. And they had to like register for the census thing where they were from. They had to be there to be counted or something. I don't know. They had to go to Bethlehem for that. It wasn't because they were like on the run from anybody.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's what I always thought. So then they go and they're like, hey, we need a place to
there was stay. No room for them in the inn.
There was no room nowhere.
Yeah,
so they had to go and I guess sleep in
a stable.
The barn. Yeah.
Yep. Sleep in a stable. Jesus was born in a manger.
Yeah, the lowliest of lows.
It's interesting, like, how romanticized it is. Just, like, thinking back to sermons, like, can you imagine being that pregnant, having to give birth in a barn? Mm-hmm. Like, that's traumatic AF. Like, that's not a romantic thing. That's not
Yeah.
No, it's very romanticized in sermons and church and things like that. It's not really talked, per usual, it's not talked about at all from the point of, Mary and what she was going through.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, even, like, with him, like, being killed in the end, I feel like all of it was always in the eyes of God.
I have heard one sermon ever, and I remember it because it was the only one I had ever heard. I have heard one sermon ever from the perspective of Mary during the crucifixion of Christ. Only one, and it was not from Pastor Boyle. It was from, oh God, I want to say Brother Kennard. Pretty sure it was Brother Kennard. But I would have to go back and I'm sure it's in my notes somewhere. But no, I have only ever heard one sermon from the perspective of Mary.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's great.
I would not easily give up my baby.
No.
Period.
No.
But than to have them live a whole life just
Well,
to be murdered.
you're just a lesser woman than Mary, I guess, Christy. I don't know what to tell you.
I guess. I
Oh
guess
my god.
so. My love's way too big for them.
Guess so.
Um, you know what West Coast did really good is Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, they like would put lights up and all the things and all the decorations, and then they would do like this awesome play of like the I think like nativity, like Jesus's life basically,
Yeah.
and it was really really good, like really
Nice.
good production and stuff. It was like a huge thing where like they didn't really have a sermon. I don't think they had sermons. They just had the play
Yeah,
because it was
so
like so powerful
we would
and long.
usually we would and long, yeah. It depends. Like some years we would have a sermon along with like a little Christmas presentation, and some years it would just be like a big Christmas thing. I guess it just depended. What do you how do you feel about Christmas carols?
If they are talking about Jesus in the major and like stuff like that, I hate them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
fair.
do.
That's fair.
Um, yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit triggering. Obviously, music in general, I love, and so like it just sucks when like certain songs bring back memories and stuff that
Right.
like of a time that wasn't the best for me.
Right.
Um, so yeah, but I don't know. It's weird. Weird fact. I did have a job at college at Hallmark, and
Mhm.
I was a gift wrapper.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's
that was pretty fun.
adorable. That's so
Yeah,
cute.
it was pretty
I
fun.
like carols. I don't know. Maybe it's the
I mean,
nostalgia.
I loved caroling. I think I've read that singing kind of like it's kind of like the same thing as like what crying does, where it like
Mm.
releases uh like good and bad energies
Yeah.
and stuff, and like um it's like an outlet to like let
Sure.
those feelings out kind of thing. So I've always really really enjoyed music, and I think that it just sucks like that I can't fully enjoy
Yeah.
certain songs anymore because it's like they do have that religious
Right.
ideology within it, and it's just a little bit triggering for me. That's kind of the only reason that I'm like because I don't want my kids to hear that stuff. Like I've said before, I have
Sure.
a lot of boundaries that I have for my kids that I'm like
Yeah.
I don't believe that they should be indoctrinated with things until they're old enough to really understand
Yeah.
um like
And ask questions.
how yeah, and how deep like the consequences are of like burning in hell for eternity. Like
Right.
believing in Santa Claus isn't gonna have that effect,
No.
right?
Not at
Like
all.
whereas believing in a god and believing in all of that stuff has a lot of consequences, and
Absolutely.
just it's a lot, and I don't think children should be taught all of those things at a very young age because it's terrifying.
Yeah.
And speaking from experience, it is not fun
No.
knowing these things and
No, it is
feeling
not.
like the world is on your shoulders and you have to save everyone and you have to save all of the people that you love, or else they'll burn in hell for eternity. And those that didn't believe in the exact religion or Bible or God that you believed are currently burning in hell
Yep.
because you didn't do anything to save
Yep.
them.
It's all your fault. As a
Yeah,
5-year-old, it's all your fault.
it's not very fun.
So yeah, I had good Christmases as a kid. I don't really celebrate as an adult, but that's not necessarily because I don't believe in anything or because I don't like Christmas. I love Christmas. It's just not, for just the two of us, it's not really worth the hassle. I think
Mhm.
that, if and when kids come into the picture, like that's probably gonna change. But yeah, I still like carols. I still like, I will sing them sometimes, just like randomly, or like cleaning or something. Like, I think also, like, my mom was a piano player. So, you know, Christmas was usually all about music, and, you know, she would normally, we had pianos in our house, so she would sit down and play, and we would all sing and everything like that. So I think that it does bring back some, like, happy memories and some nostalgia for me. So I like caroling. Well, I like carols. I don't like going caroling because that's very uncomfortable and awkward. So don't like doing
Yeah.
that. Don't miss that about the IFB.
Do you play the piano?
No.
Do you get that asked a lot?
I do, yeah. I wanted to.
Me too.
And I always thought it was really cool, but I just could not learn from my mom.
Yeah.
She tried to teach me a few times, and I couldn't. I just couldn't handle her telling me what to do more than she already did. And I think that's pretty common, honestly, just like not being able to really focus and like learn things from people that you're close to, like, and, you know, wasn't worth spending money on piano lessons. So never learned.
Yeah, I did piano lessons when I was young, but I don't know, I had a really hard time connecting like my brain to like I don't know how to like for them to be like on the same page.
Yeah. I think the thing that I always struggled with was like, this hand is going to do one thing while this hand goes and does another thing. And I'm just like, no, hands should do the same thing.
Right.
At least that's what my brain says. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was like a brain thing where like I felt like it just wasn't clicking for me. And it sucks because like I love singing, and obviously like I like to make up songs or whatever. And like sometimes I'll like tap out the notes and stuff and like for making songs. But like I would have liked to know how to do piano so that I could actually like write music and stuff, but
I did learn, you know, basic like reading music. Like I, you know, don't know if I could do it today, but like if we were practicing for like a teen choir thing or singing, like I could pluck out the notes so we could just like da 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 and follow that.
Yeah.
So I could do that, but I can't like actually play.
Yeah, I struggle with reading the notes, but like I can read notes for singing.
Okay, that's fair.
So like I can't be like, oh, A B C blah 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 blah, but I can be like do 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 da 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 da, like because I see the flow of it, like. Yeah. But I can't tell you what note it is very well.
That's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we're both failed pianists, but
I guess it's fine.
It's okay.
There's 1,000 other things that I failed at that's way worse than piano, so it's all good.
But yeah, so we'd like to say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays. Happy Xmas. Happy Yule. Happy Hanukkah.
Yep.
Happy Kwanzaa?
Kwanzaa.
Yeah, and we are going to be taking a holiday break.
Yes.
For 3 weeks, and then we will be back in the new year.
Yes, and we have some fun things planned for the new year. We are going to try vision boards, which I've never done before, and then hopefully some New Year's resolutions that we can share in I think the second week of January. So this will be our last episode for this year. And then we will not be posting on the 22nd, 29th, or the 5th. And we will be back on the 12th of January. Because we need a little bit of break.
Well, and I also need to move across country.
Yes. So... Chrissy's moving cross country. And I am stretched pretty thin these days, so I think we both just need a little bit of a reset.
Right. So we will see you guys in the new year.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching, for listening, for being a part of this platform with us. We really appreciate, continued views and comments and things like that. But please remember to like, subscribe, and click all the buttons, and leave a comment with how your Christmas has changed since transitioning out of a cult. It's very different. I think that's it for today. Bye, everyone.
Yep. Bye.
Share your story.
If you have been affected by religious trauma or abuse, we want to hear your story.
Even if you're not ready to share publicly, we would be happy to listen and support you on your journey, free of judgment or pressure.
Please email us at cultconfessionskjv@gmail.com to get started.
We believe you.